I'm Dea.
Hello.
Hello. No, I'm Dea.
How would you say it in Danish?
Hi. Just this is hi with an accent.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Tyreece.
Yeah, hello, dear.
And we are
Yeah.
Literally
I
Dad.
don't know how to say literally in Danish.
Oh, okay.
Let's start again. I'm Dea.
And I'm Reese. And we are
Literally dead. Welcome back.
So cool on like hi, hello. I don't know why.
Hi there, hello. We are in the middle of our conjurverse series where we decided to watch all of the Conjuring movies in chronological, not release order because we are very clever. Did we mention that we hate the Conjuring movies?
Yeah. But we also knew it was something that we were going to have to address. Just like we know someday we'll have to address Insidious.
Maybe we will. Do you know what? The thing is, we're like not midway. We're about 4 out of 10 in at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're almost midway into the series at this point, so we should start considering what to watch after. I know there's another La Llorona movie coming out like next year, so that will be there at some point.
Yeah.
But like, what series do you want us to do next? Should we cover a smaller franchise next? Should we just take a break and do loads of one-offs? Tell us.
Yeah, I know someone wants us to do the toy series.
Oh, Puppet Master. Yes,
Yeah.
we did get a comment about Puppet Master.
We will be doing that. We will.
Yeah, that sounds
We're just trying to figure out which ones, and there's a lot.
Do you know what series that I think would be terrifying but also really funny if we did? The Amityville series, because there's like 30 movies. We've been doing that for years. Like literally like 5 years it will take us to get through them all.
We're never doing that.
Yeah.
We'll do the highest rated one and the lowest. How about that?
Well, you know what? We'll just do the top rated comment. If you comment, please comment.
And if you comment, you'll be the only one, so you will be top rated.
Yeah, but you know what? You can also DM us on Instagram to tell us what you want us to watch next.
Yeah.
We also do movies in between that, so even if it's not a big series, just do tell us.
And speaking of while you're there, you might as well follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, like and subscribe us on YouTube.
We're also on Letterboxd where we put all of these handy dandy movies into lists for you to see how much you've watched in comparison to us.
Yeah.
And we're wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Let's get into Annabelle, shall I?
From 2014, this is the first Annabelle movie.
Yes.
If you've been watching our series, you know we have covered Creation, which is a prequel to this. But this is the first Annabelle movie.
I will give you a spoiler-free synopsis. You can decide whether you're staying, going, whatever you want to do. And then we will go through the plot with lots of spoilers because we're just going to go through the whole plot. Right.
Basically.
The synopsis is, a couple begins to experience supernatural occurrences centered on a vintage doll after their home is invaded by satanic cultists. Mind you, the doll isn't even vintage at this point, because this film is set in 1967 and the doll was made in what? Like less than 10 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah. Like 57, right?
Yeah. Something like that. It's not even 20 years old. Does that even count? That does not count as vintage.
No, it doesn't.
Right, spoilers ahead. There's a bit of a text crawl basically saying that like throughout the centuries people love dolls. They also say they use them for conduits for good and evil. I don't know how much I believe in that. Do you know what I mean? A lot of dolls is just for like playing and teaching kids social dynamics. The first thing we noticed that it would look like a TV movie. And it's women talking about Annabelle, and they basically they're expressing their horrible situation where like one of them, their mother had bought it for her birthday, and this terrifying things have been happening around the house, and so they're giving the doll away.
Yes.
Then it cuts back to 1 year earlier. It's a funeral service for a man, and we see a young couple. The year is 1967.
Pregnant.
Oh, yeah, she's pregnant, yeah. Oh my god, just like the last movie we watched, Sarah the Bone Woman.
Yes. If you've not seen that, go watch it.
Yeah, we did that one for Pride Month. It was very fun. Their names are Mia and John, and they're moving into a new house. A very nice looking new house.
We're being very stilted right now. And it's not just because like it's late in the evening and we're a little waffed. It's because this section of the film is kind of unimportant.
Dull.
It skips ahead of a lot of time. It really is just introducing to a couple that isn't very interesting. And they're not telling us what interesting things are going to happen or have happened. So it's just sort of a boring couple being boring.
The man is a med student and the woman likes to sew and watch TV.
In fact, you know what? We'll talk about this actually. The man is a med student.
Mm-hmm.
They are like mid-20s at most, although they're that kind of mid-20 where they look 40.
Yeah.
Which I guess is the only downside to having to live the life they're living in the 70s, 80s, which is having a fucking like multiple bedroom house.
And being able to afford marriage and children.
While being a student.
And on one income. By the way, like, she's not working.
And if he is working, he's like part student, part working. And that's enough.
crazy. Boomers had it so fucking easy.
And here's the thing that gets me. There's one point where he says something about rent, and that worries me because I don't know if he's saying that he's renting the house, which if he is, he's still probably renting it for dirt.
Yeah.
But there are certain types of people, especially privileged people, who like to refer to things like mortgages as rent or even service charges as rent. And I understand it, but also it's a little sus when you do it.
Yeah, because it's like, it's not rent though. You own it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mortgage. Say mortgage.
Yeah.
Or house payment.
They'll be like, oh yeah, the rent on the flat. And it's like, I thought you bought it. Oh yeah, I did. And it's like, oh, okay.
Then it's not rent.
It's just bills. It's a difference.
Yeah, so they're moving into this house. They have a little bit of a disagreement over she's watching something about the Sharon Tate murders that just happened, and he's like, you shouldn't watch that stuff, like it's gonna affect the baby, there's new studies that they can hear everything, blah blah blah. And
it's Manson murders, isn't it?
Yeah, but Sharon Tate was the one who was murdered.
Yeah, but okay, you know what, that was very humanized.
Yeah, I don't know the names of the other people because she was the most famous one, but yeah.
Wow.
So I'm humanizing and dehumanizing.
I've just only heard like Manson, like
Yeah.
Manson murders or whatever.
That's fair.
But it's the cult, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the cult.
Yeah.
Kills them.
Which is important.
Yeah, because satanic cults are like the biggest fear of the time. I mean, you think this is the late 60s, in the 70s, 80s, it will turn into the full-blown satanic panic.
And the mother's all weird about locking the door because she's like, it's different times.
Different times, yeah. And
it's
so
always different times.
they have a little bit of an argument because he's like trying to be like, oh no, I'm so stressed out about everything. Like, I'm going to live a whole new different life after this. And it's just like, okay, you have exams and a baby coming away. That's fine. You're gonna be stressful. But to say, I'm gonna suffer through this, I'm gonna have so much stress, to a woman who's literally gonna push a watermelon through a pinhole. Shut up.
Pinhole?
That's what my mum described birth
Damn,
to me.
she's tight.
That's how my mum described birth to me. Now she wonders why I don't want kids.
I thought you'd say like a Cheerio, but a pinhole. Good for her. Anyway.
A Cheerio. What do you think she is, a whore?
Wow, loose.
But then he goes and apologizes because he immediately realizes that he's been a bit of a dickhead, which is nice. Like, I didn't even think that men knew how to apologize in the 60s. They barely know now. I'm gonna let that sit.
I wasn't even feeling it either because I can't even remember if he was hot or not. I never even looked at him that way.
No.
That's how detached from these people.
He was a straight person, attractive white man.
Was he?
Yeah.
I don't remember his face. He's barely in it.
Do you know what? Neither do I. Anyway, so he's like...
Think of a white man and you're probably thinking of something quite close.
He wasn't ugly. I think that was... Yeah. Because if he was ugly, we would have noticed. Anyway, so as his apology, he gifts her the Annabelle doll because she collects dolls and she puts her up in the baby's room.
Yeah, and she's not threatened by this creepy, crazy Annabelle doll that anyone in their right mind, including every person who's ever seen this film, would go, that's a weird fucking doll.
Yeah.
Because she already collects quite creepy fucking dolls.
Literally, I was like, she picks the doll up and she's like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. And we're just like, ew, what the fuck? Why would you think that? And then the next shot we see her is putting her on the shelf next to equally creepy looking fucking dolls.
Yeah. And it is like, things come into perspective. And she even puts them all in the same kind of weird dress. It's like white with a little like red flower bow on their lap.
Yeah.
She
has a style, I guess.
She's kind of a weirdo. Maybe that was normal at the time.
She's a weirdo. She doesn't fit in.
I'm different. And that's how she got her man. She's different.
Oh, and then we basically see the after credit scene from Creation.
Yeah. Now, if you remember our Creation episode, when this after credit scene happened, we were like, are we supposed to know what this is?
Yeah. And basically, it's Janice from Creation.
Who had the spirit of Annabelle, the evil demon, go into her, leaving the Annabelle doll no longer a danger.
Yeah.
And she disappeared, went to an orphanage in the city, and got adopted.
Yes.
We then see an after credit scene where she's a grown woman breaking into her adopted parents' bedroom
with her boyfriend.
And murdering them.
Yeah. And so now we see that scene again. So it's Janice and her boyfriend, and they're killing the parents, and they turn out to be the neighbors of Mia and John living next door. Mia calls the police, John runs next door to see what's going on, and while he's like, call an ambulance, there's blood everywhere, right?
And he's trying to help them.
Yeah.
The two little cult members, our little Janice and her boyfriend, break into the home of Mia.
Mm-hmm. And she doesn't notice them at first until Janice is holding the Annabelle doll and goes, I like your doll.
And then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, there's a fight. Mia gets stabbed in the stomach. A lot of shit goes down.
Her pregnant stomach.
A lot of shit goes down.
Janice locks herself in the doll room.
Yeah.
The police are trying to break down the door, and she seems to die in there. Mm-hmm. We don't know if she was just so gravely harmed that she died or she killed herself.
Or the demon soul was too much for her.
But she was holding the Annabelle doll and she bleeds on top of it.
Into
and
the doll's eye.
The blood gets absorbed into the eye, which we know from watching all these movies now. They might have not have known because this is only the second film for them. But for us, we know anytime blood is sort of transferring from one person to another.
Vomit, probably cum, I don't know.
It's always possession. So we know that evil spirit has made its way back.
So the evil spirit has gone from doll to little girl to who's grown up into a grown woman to back to doll.
Technically, if you want to be dicey, it started with girl.
No, because it was a demon soul.
It's true, but it had elements of Annabelle in it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because it was you had Annabelle the real girl, and then
she dies,
and then they want to bring her back, so they ask it to, but a demon comes back with a little essence of the human Annabelle.
Yeah. He's pretending to be Annabelle.
Yeah, took like a little chunk of her soul just to trick the parents, which is why we still see human Annabelle appearing in some other films.
Yes,
because there's still an element of her in there.
Because that's where she gets her name from. But also, I will say this. We had a little discussion about this. We don't even know if it's the same Annabelle doll from Annabelle Creation, because obviously it wasn't from the cult member's house. It was literally, something that had been gifted to Mia. So there was 100 of these Annabelle dolls made, right?
Yeah.
So it could be any number of them. And I don't think the demon gives a fuck. It's like, that's my, it's like a Premier Inn. Like the room is so familiar, you can just make yourself comfortable.
It's like Chucky.
Yeah.
In those films, he himself has been in different dolls, but also with his bride and his baby, like he's like swapped into like different people and dolls.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
It's like a chain hotel. They all look the same. Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. But then also like, this is the doll you pick.
What doll would you pick to haunt?
Ooh, let's see. Oh, there's too many.
I know.
Oh God.
Sorry.
Can I like haunt like a stuffed animal?
Oh yeah, if you want.
Because I feel like I just want to feel like soft. I just want to be like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I get you.
Also, I feel like a stuffed animal is a little bit more timeless. Like the Annabelle doll now, that turns up someone's door in 2026. People aren't taking that in.
Nah.
That was the cutest thing you was gonna get in the 50s, but not now. Stuffed animal, 50 years from now, people still gonna see it and be like, oh, I'll take it in.
Yeah, that's true.
What about you?
Does it have to be a toy?
Well, what else would it be? Oh, you was thinking nasty girl.
No, I was thinking objects. What were you thinking of? Nasty girl.
They're still objects.
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking I was thinking, oh, can I pick an heirloom or like a thing? You were thinking, oh, she wants to haunt a dildo.
Well, just like, who is that?
I'm gonna haunt your rose toy. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yes.
Possess rose toy. And you know what? The setting I'm gonna be on is that weird setting with no rhythm that goes that nobody uses. Why did they add that setting?
Speak for yourself.
Shut the fuck up.
Some of us don't want to know what's coming next. Okay, some of us need to be surprised.
Some of us don't want to come next. This is what you mean.
No, I can only come if I don't know what's coming. Okay.
The element of surprise turns you on.
It's not that it turns me on. It's just if I'm expecting it, I'm in my head. Okay. I just catch me off guard. Okay. I feel judged. Oh, I bet you pick like a predictable rhythm.
No,
wow.
I would never pick a predictable rhythm. That's why I'm evil, because I never pick the predictable rhythm. Or the really intense one. You're never gonna get that back. If I'm a demonic rose toy, no one's coming.
Oh, just the lowest setting that is almost satisfying.
Yeah.
That's evil. You're gonna get thrown out. Just every third usage, you need to throw in a really good one. So I swear it's the best toy I've ever had, but just sometimes it makes me want to kill myself. It's just I'm on the edge and it's just not enough.
Well, no, because all the scary shit and the hallucinations gonna happen. Well, I'm doing my thing.
Wow, yeah, I forgot that ghosts it's a conduit.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not possessing it, it's a conduit.
So then they'll just be like, oh my god, this demon keeps haunting me whenever I use my rose.
I can literally see it now. The scene is some lady, she's probably white, and she's in the lounge or whatever, and it's dark, she heard a noise, and she's stepping out into the living room, and she's looking around, she's alone because her husband left, and she says, zzz, zzz. And she's just freaking out. That's me. And you're on the bedside table. Zzz, zzz. She's walking down the hallway towards it. Zzz, zzz, zzz. And it's a rose toy.
And I'm gonna do it the most inopportune times. Oh, your family's over. The loudest fucking buzzing. That's the real terror. That's the real terror. Imagine your dad's oh, I'll turn off the alarm for you. Goes into your bedroom.
Oh, what's this? No! It's probably gonna think it's a hairbrush or something, because your mum just has one just like it.
back to business.
One last thing. If I was a sex toy, I would just cut out when I knew they were right on the edge.
You're
Every
just
time.
gonna edge them. That might turn them on even more.
Yeah, but then like I give them an edging kink. I like to change people.
I think
I like to leave them changed.
you inspire and change.
Yeah, you leave yours scared, I leave mine changed. You leave yours embarrassed, I leave mine changed.
Yeah, we're very different people.
We really are.
The cultists die. Janice is gone for good now. Well, not really, but because she comes back as a hallucination. But you know what I mean.
She goes to the hospital. They have a little chat.
The baby's fine.
The baby's fine.
So they get back from the hospital. The husband said, I've made sure they scrubbed everything clean 3 times. Like, it's all gonna be okay.
You could eat off it.
Yeah. So she's on bed rest for the rest of her pregnancy. So she just kind of lies in bed and he wheels the TV in for her, which is very nice.
She tells him that she doesn't want the Annabelle doll anymore.
Yeah.
Because the cult woman was holding it. It just is a weird association for her.
And he's very kind about it though, because he spent a lot of money on this doll, right? Because it's a collector's item.
Yeah.
And as soon as she says, I really can't handle it because of the cultist incident, he's like, oh yeah, absolutely, I'll just chuck it in the bin. And he does.
Which we did think, like, why not sell it or donate it?
In it.
It's not like anything bad happened with or at the doll. It's just that this bad person held it for a moment, you know?
Yeah.
Could have sold it.
I would have sold it, but they clearly don't need the money. And then he has to go to this medical conference thing because he's up for this job at a prestigious hospital a little ways away. So he needs to go for his career. And so she's at home alone and she's doing like sewing at nighttime. And she's making popcorn at the same time, I swear.
The husband puts it on.
Oh yeah, the husband puts it on.
For her, and then
it's
he
the
leaves.
same one from, you know, Scary Movie, when the popcorn gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's that one.
I think it's called Jiffy Pop.
Jiffy Pop. It's the one, it's a pan and it's got tinfoil on it. I don't know.
Yeah. Grows like a little bag. It's very cute.
Yeah.
But he puts it on for her and like leaves.
Yeah.
With the expectation of like, oh, she's going to finish it. Right? Because she wanted it. And she gets so ADHD distracted by the TV
Because she's
and sewing.
TV and
Cooking.
That like she just doesn't focus on any one of them because she nicks her finger and then like
Rinses it under some water.
And while she's rinsing under some water, the fucking whole stove catches on fire.
And she has no idea. She goes back to sewing and watching TV.
Yeah.
Until like literally the kitchen is burnt to a brick and she goes, what is that? Genuinely. So she gets up and I kid you not, she's walking around the walls, like, you know, through the hallway to see what this like weird, like, I don't know, smell or sound is. And the hallway is full of smoke. She's walking through smoke like, what's going on?
Something smells funny.
Where's your sense of urgency? And then until she finally turns the corner and she sees, you know, the kitchen ablaze and she goes, oh
no. And then she immediately falls over. And you know what? She's falling backwards. She twists just to fall on her stomach.
You know, she had to make sure.
She didn't want this baby.
The knife didn't do it. It's time for part 2.
Let me pick up where we left off. Whoa.
You could survive a stabbing her. Try this.
Oh, and by the way, they have also met with a detective before this. He's not that relevant, but he comes back later.
Like a private detective.
Yeah. So then she gets rescued by the firefighters. They pull her out, right? And she blacks out. And then she wakes up and she's already had the fucking baby.
Uh-huh.
My note just says casually has baby.
The husband comes in to make sure she's okay. And then the nurse like, here's your baby. And he goes, what?
The fuck?
He didn't even know. Because this is olden days. They didn't have phones like that. So they made very sparing phone calls. Mm-hmm. So when they called about his wife, they didn't call to say all the business because it was too much.
They only had a certain amount of
And
minutes.
he couldn't call back because he was driving there. So he didn't know the baby came out. So he gets in the hospital. Where's my wife? This room. Hey, wife. Here's your baby. What?
That's what it was the whole time.
Wouldn't you like love to live like that though? Do you not miss surprises?
Yes. I would love to live as a man in the 60s because my life would be so fucking easy.
Yeah. Just make sure you're white. But yeah. But I mean some without phones.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love doom scrolling, so maybe I wouldn't want to live like that.
Yeah, but like you just like imagine like you're going to a party, everyone has to date someone to go. And you don't know what to expect when you get there. You don't know who's going to be there. You don't know if anything's gone down. And you get to go and then just find out there.
And you get to gossip in real time.
Although, oh God, I'd hate like... I'm one of those people who's so anxious about getting everything wrong. But whenever I have to go anywhere, I think they're on the wrong day. I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm going to go through the wrong entrance.
Oh, me too.
So especially like a party or something, the whole time I'm over there, I'm going to be thinking like, I'm on the wrong day. It's the wrong address. Like, this is wrong people. Or like, the party got cancelled, but I already left, so I never got notice. I'm about to turn up with like 2 kegs, like, let's party, and then be like, oh sorry, my dad died, we cancelled the party. I'm not gonna know, so I get like, I'd be so
And that'd
tense.
probably be a regular occurrence because, you know, people would be dying all the time in the 60s.
Yep, and also constantly having parties. Wow.
You know, getting murdered by cults, being depressed housewife and overdosing on Quaaludes.
And yeah, they had all the good drugs then, right?
Oh my god, yeah.
Was it the 90s when they lost them? I can't remember.
Because they were all into heroin in the 90s.
Yeah, I think it differs by drug, right?
Yeah, they all had a different vibe. What was the drug of the 2000s? 2010s was like weed, right?
Yeah, we could probably say that.
What the fuck was 2000s then?
I don't know, ecstasy, Molly.
Oh, maybe.
A lot of raving around
Like LSD.
the 90s, 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that was the vibe.
You see, notice we're going on loads of tangents because all of the notes aren't about what we feel anymore, like in the movies we give a fuck about. These are just things that happen.
Yeah, so we're just talking about things that happened outside of the film.
Tell us, what sex toy would you be if you were a haunted demon thing?
You can be anyone. Remember that. Doesn't need to be
Anyone.
electronic, but it can be.
Sometime later, they've moved into a new gaff. It's a
Oh, yeah, because she says to him, I don't want to go back to that house.
Yeah.
And he says, you never have to, which, give me a man like that.
Yeah, but imagine if he didn't get the job. He's like, oh.
Well, I believe he would have found another way.
That's true.
He would have sold the house or left the house, whatever, and found another one.
It's like, you don't have to because the house is completely burnt down.
Also, she's smart too, because you always ask him at the right moments. And if you can't do it right after sex, you do it when he's just met his newborn baby. He's going to agree to anything. He's thinking, oh my God, I got to protect this thing. What do I do? Bam.
Bam.
Wait, I really need a new diamond necklace and matching earrings. Oh.
I need a bigger TV.
You never have to watch anything on your laptop again.
I want a better cinema pass. You'll never have to watch anything that's not an IMAX again.
Cute. I want all 3. Like, I want all the big cinemas. So whatever's nearby, I know I can go see.
That's so smart.
But I haven't. You know, if I'm rich, I'm going to do that.
You're going to have all the cinema passes?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough.
Are you kidding me?
If I was rich, I'd make a cinema room. That's what I'd do.
You could probably get all of the main cinema passes and still spend less than £100 a month. And if you're rich, that's fine.
But the main cinema passes is what? Cineworld, Odeon, and Curzon.
Yeah.
That's because you get everything then.
Exactly. But then it's more about
artsy shit, and you're getting all the mainstream shit.
It's more about where you are, though. So it's like, no matter what town I'm in, I want there to be something.
You want to live in like a central London.
And not have to walk much far.
You want to live in central London.
Well, I could just live in central London, or it's like if I'm out in the middle of nowhere on a trip and it's like, oh, I really want to watch a movie. They only have one cinema nearby.
And it will just be a View. They don't have a membership.
View pisses me off so much because the reason they don't have a membership is because they're already so cheap and affordable.
Yeah.
But that makes me want a membership even more because I'm like, I know you'd have the best one. I know you'd have the most affordable one.
Yeah.
I can't win. View will always be my number one.
Fair enough.
No offense to the rest. Cineworld next.
Cineworld's my number one because I think it's the nicest one.
But you've seen my View though.
Your View is lovely.
It's a View Luxe.
Yeah.
Which means even the cheap little £7 tickets, recliner. Every seat in the building, recliner.
I love your View. I have a special place in my heart for Cineworld. There's a space in my heart for Odeon too, but it's a bit hit or miss because I haven't been in an Odeon for like years now. So yeah, they've moved into a new gaff.
They're still somewhat unpacking, but just the smallest things that they're pretty much like moved in.
And their baby is a little like it can sit up now.
Yeah, and the husband keeps telling the wife off because she's an introvert basically. He's like, come on, you gotta go outside. You never go outside.
You gotta get some fresh air, man.
The baby needs some sun. It's never seen the outside. Come on.
He's like, look, it's whiter than me.
And she's like, fine, let's go.
And they go to church. That's their version of going out.
Again, it's the 70s, I guess.
Yeah. And then after church, the priest is like, oh, can I take a picture of you and your baby? Or take a picture of your baby because we want the newest members of the church on the bulletin. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. So she sets the baby down. He's like, oh, no, put it on your lap. Because, like, mothers are the closest to God because they can share in his creation. I was like, oh, that's actually very nice coming from a priest.
Oh, I thought it was weird and creepy.
Oh, fair. It's just because usually priests are like, hide your baby bump and, like, you shouldn't even be out in public, you know?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that.
Not in my experience because
Just reducing women down to their reproduction is the only thing I ever see. So I was like, oh, cool.
Fair.
You're special because you have babies, is what I heard. You're right. Yeah, there was a sort of weird point where she didn't want to be in the photo.
Yeah.
But it kind of made me think, is she not a member of the church?
I think she is.
Is she? Because the way she was like, oh, I shouldn't be in the photo was like, because she's not a member.
But
I think the baby's baptized there. I think the husband is, but it's almost like she isn't. To me, it was the exchange. I was like, oh, she's not a member of the church.
I don't think the filmmakers thought that far ahead, to be honest.
But
with
it
you.
just, it's the wording that she uses. Like, oh, I shouldn't be in this. Like, because she's not a member.
I guess she just kind of assumed it was the baby, you know. That's my
No,
interpretation.
I truly believe that she's not a member of the church, and that the husband is, especially the way she reacts to like the sermons and stuff. She's very disinterested.
Yeah, she is. They go home and they're unpacking boxes.
I think there's religious propaganda, because at the end of the movie she goes back to the church, and I think the point is that she got turned to God.
All these fucking movies are religious propaganda. At the end of every single one we've fucking seen, it's always, Hail Jesus! Oh look, the demon's gone because I fucked myself with a crucifix.
And it don't make sense. You know why it don't make sense? It don't make sense because religion doesn't make sense. Because whenever people, you know, want to question religion, they always go like, okay, let's imagine Israel. Think of all the things we have: famine, disease, cancer, racism, misogyny, war, rape, murder.
Global
Think of
warming.
all of those things. Now you have to address that. And that's the issue we face in this film when you have like the early nun film with the sister that we love,
Yeah.
who ends up saving the day and being an absolute badass, killing demons.
And then in Nun 2, she's just still at the same level she was before.
Yeah, even though God's real, she spat his fucking son's blood at a demon, saving the fucking world, basically. And here she is, completely, disenfranchised or whatever.
Yeah. Well, God will save you if you pray to him when you're fighting a demon. But God won't save you when you're praying to God to kill your rapist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck off.
And that's why the film's so fucking questionable.
Anyway, so they're unpacking these boxes in the flat after church, and they find Annabelle in one of the boxes. And the husband's like, oh no, I chucked her in the bin. Like, how the fuck did she get, like, back out?
And she does have dirt on her, like she's been in the bin.
Yeah. And she's just like, oh, you know, like, it's fine. I'll keep her because it was a gift from you.
Things probably got mixed up.
And she's like, she's fine keeping the doll now because there's been some space from the incident.
Yeah.
I will say this, she should have cleaned the doll more because she just kind of, like, rubs it with her finger. She doesn't wipe the doll down at all.
No, it's got cack on it, and you're putting it in the baby's room.
Ugh.
It's got like rat piss on it.
They probably thought that would boost the baby's immune system back then. Some people think that now.
The baby's probably already smoking.
Yeah, because she's a good parent.
Yeah, why wouldn't she be? I'm confused. What's the point?
The next note I have is there's a illusion of Janice walking around the house.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But then the mother goes to leave the flat. She walks down the stairs. She meets these kids who are initially kind of nice. And she says, oh, I also have dolls.
Yeah. The daughter's nice to her. The son is a bit more standoffish because he's stranger danger, which makes sense.
And he's like, no, we can't trust them. Which I think he's psychic.
Well, he's also the one drawing the pictures, which she finds later.
Exactly. And he think he just sensed it off of her that there was something bad juju.
Then she's walking around town and she sees a bookshop, and the bookshop owner, a lady called Evelyn, comes out and introduces herself, and she's like, oh, this is here's a free book. This was my daughter's favourite.
It's very sweet.
Yes. And then she goes home, and the kids are gone from the stairs, but now there's a drawing in the place, and she's like, oh, look. Oh, by the way, her name is Mia, and she called the baby Leah. And in the beginning of the film, John said, oh yeah, if it's a boy, we'd call it John. These people are so fucking self-centered.
They're so unoriginal.
Anyway, so she's picking up this drawing, and then there's another one and another one. And as the drawings go on, it's a woman pushing a baby carriage, and then there's a bus or truck that goes closer and closer and closer to it until it doesn't hit.
Yeah, I forget. But it's basically animation frames. And then she speaks to the husband, and she's like, I feel like we should tell their parents. And he's like, yeah, well, would you want to know? And she's like, yeah, I would want to know. And it's like, maybe we should. And sort of going back and forth on that.
Yeah, I mean, just don't make a big deal about it. What if we just have like a lovely dinner at home, right?
Oof.
That's how he de-escalates the situation. He's like, you know what, we can just like have a date night for us. Like, we'll have a lovely dinner, we'll have adult conversation. Like, it'll be really nice.
We'll reconnect.
Cut to her eating dinner alone. She has 2 lovely place settings out, and she has finished her plate, and she's gone for his plate because he's not fucking there.
He's not come back from work. He said he'd be back for dinner together, and he did not. Which I don't think we ever even find out why.
No, I don't think we do. I think it's implied because there's night shifts later on that they're giving him a lot of night shifts because he's either early in his career or they like him and they want him to stay longer. Something like that. And here we get our music scare of the movie. There's one in every movie. Record players, tape recorders, radios, all of that. Where the record player is playing a music and then it stops on its own. And then we see a ghost run past. It was the lamest one yet. But she keeps freaking out. Every time basically a haunt happens in this movie, she freaks out. She tells her husband. Her husband's like, girl, I'm not seeing nothing. I believe you, but I'm not seeing nothing. And this time he's like, maybe we should see a doctor. And she goes, a shrink? And he's like, oh, no. Why don't we go to the priest? Yeah.
A shrink?
A shrink?
Yeah, she looks so offended. She said, a shrink.
You think I'm crazy?
It gave, she don't love us. It gave a backup dancer.
Backup dancer.
That's how she said it, like, with disgust.
Yeah. And so they go and they get counselling from the priest instead.
Yeah, because that's fine. Seeing a medical professional, fucking weird. Priests for some advice, yeah, that makes sense. That's not offensive. The priest is pretty valid though. He's just sort of like, oh yeah, you're probably just like quite stressed and
yeah, you've been through a traumatic experience. Yeah. Like he sees like the most well-adjusted priest we've seen.
That's true.
Then we see Evelyn again. Because they're walking home from church and they go past Evelyn's bookshop and she introduces herself to John and she's like, oh, you know, I just couldn't help myself. Like, I had to give your daughter something. And she just establishes a better friendship with them all.
Yeah. We get back to the apartment, sorry. And Mia is needing to move something into the storage unit. Mm-hmm. Apartments usually have storage units underneath them. There's one assigned to every room just because where the fuck is your stuff supposed to go? And when she gets down there, it's very dark, but she has brought with her a little light. And she goes into her storage unit and she starts to hear a baby crying. And as she looks out, we can see
a baby carriage
coming out from under a sheet. She goes closer and closer to it, kind of scared. I think she's thinking, is this my baby somehow? Mm-hmm. But it's just like a sort of red sheet. She pulls it back and there's nothing there.
Yeah. It's the most famous scene in the movie. Like, this is the scene you've seen on TikTok or some shit.
Mm-hmm. And basically, she just sees a demon at the end of the room. So she runs into the elevator and this thing happens where she keeps pressing to go upstairs, the doors close,
but then they just open on the same floor
and she's scared because she's like, there's a demon right out there, right?
Yeah,
it's quite effective.
And so then every time she opens and closes the doors, she's looking for different ways to go and she sees the emergency exit.
Yeah.
And so then she makes a run for it and she runs up the stairs. There's some tumbling and
there's
some
a demon following her.
Yeah.
This, I do quite like the scene, you know, running up the stairs, which is quite creepy. And she looks over the banister and there's sort of this hand that appears to be holding onto the rail below as if it's coming up. But then the hand kind of fades away as the like shadow flickers and then it comes back. And until all the lights go off, she's at the top of the stairs and she's looking down the stairs trying to see if she can see whatever's chasing her. And it goes on for a few beats until the light flickers from thunder or whatever. And it reveals the demon that is sat right in front of her face.
Yeah.
And this is one thing I want to say about this. We've mentioned a few of the scares, and there's a few that we haven't mentioned because they were just so small. But all of the scares that she has experienced have been so embodied. From the literal real one, which was like the cultist, but every other like ghostly scare she has seen a woman in her house. She has seen a demon in front of her face. This isn't like other films where it starts ramping up with sort of noises and sounds, maybe a clap behind them. We saw the hands or the woman walking in the background, but the main character, she's seen it all. I don't know how she's so sane. All of the other films we've watched in the short time span,
everyone's crashing out.
And, you know, everyone's thinking all these women are crazy for believing these things because then they're not embodied enough. Here, no. You see a grown woman in your house chasing after you. She's seeing a demon running up the stairs.
In a realistic scenario, she would have been committed.
Yeah.
And that's the sad truth of it. Like, even if she was right, they would have just stuck her in an asylum.
I'm just like, why is she not like going crazy? I'm not even just insane. Like, she should be looking to help.
She just has the one nice husband that they were passing around in the 60s.
The only one.
Yeah, the only one.
It's her turn.
And I will mention that while she's in the elevator, there's like a carved letter A in like a funny symbol-y way.
In her arm.
In her arm, yeah.
Which disappears
immediately as soon as she gets up into her flat. And like, yeah, she literally rips the bandage off it and it was like it was never there. She calls the detective again, which we briefly mentioned earlier, basically saying, because before she said, I don't want to know. But this time she's like, actually, no, I need closure on this incident because I need to move on. And then he shows her some pictures, says, oh, they were a cult. And this bit was so fucking stupid because she's like, oh, do you know why they were doing like weird cult shit? And he was like, I don't know. Like, should I have looked into that? And he was like, why would I look into that? And me and Reese, we just went, because it's your job.
Yeah.
Straight away.
What do you think she wanted to know? But he says from what he knows, like, they weren't their act wasn't of worship, that they were attempting to conjure something.
Yeah.
That's basically what she walks away knowing.
Oh, she also sees the symbol in one of the pictures. The one that was on her arm.
The A. Pretty much the next significant thing is her at the bookshop.
And she's looking at the window display and the baby carriage starts rolling towards the road, but she grabs her baby in time. The truck crushes the baby carriage.
Which is what the kid thought it was. Which, this is actually quite an interesting scene because I feel like I'd have to rewatch it to really figure out what's happening. But it seems like she's not holding the baby.
Yeah.
And she's doing something else as the carriage goes away. And she looks up at the window and the ghost of the cult leader is holding the baby. And as the truck hits the pram, she turns around and suddenly she's the one holding it. It was really all over the place.
To be honest with you, a lot of these haunts I struggle to follow maybe it's a visually impaired thing, maybe it's a bad editing thing, because like I just like it just feels like they cut a little too fast and the movement isn't when they're cutting, you know?
I know what you mean.
Then she decides to do research in the bookshop, so Evelyn helps her find some books about the occult, and she seems very knowledgeable about this. I guess she's just very well read.
Yeah.
And basically...
Which of it, I think she knows all the books she has in her store. She was sort of like, oh, here's everything I had on this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And this is when she reveals that her daughter is dead.
Yes, and that she was, you know, in a car accident.
Yeah.
She never got to say goodbye because she was in a coma. By the way, Evelyn is black. We'll mention that later.
Wow, dear, okay. I didn't notice, but of course you did.
Well, I love the cultural differences we all have as different people under the rainbow.
She's just a bookstore opener. Why are you making that black?
Why can't she be black? Racist.
Okay. Nice one.
Very satisfying, actually. I can see why you do it.
Oh, in the book, I know it's fun, but in the book there's like stuff about spilling the blood of innocent.
Basically, is the baby a sacrifice is the big question.
Oh, and then back at the house.
Oh my god,
And
yeah.
this has happened before, we didn't mention it. But Annabelle keeps appearing in the rocking chair.
Yeah.
That's the thing that keeps happening. And I'm sorry, but in every single Annabelle film, she ends up in a rocking chair at some point. And I don't know what it is. Because on one hand, I'm like, yeah, she clearly just has a special interest, right? She likes to stim, right? She's just stimming.
She's just like me for real.
But at the same time, I'm like, how's every house she in? Go Brooke. In fact, here's my question. Does every fucking house before 1990 have a rocking chair in it?
Did your grandma ever have a rocking chair?
No.
My grandparents have a rocking chair. But I imagine if you have lots of babies, that's an easy way. You don't have to like walk around the house. You can just sit like after, you know, postpartum and shit like that. You can just sit down and rock them to sleep like that.
That's what a bouncy chair is.
I don't think they had them back then.
Okay, but we have them now.
This was the 60s.
That's what I'm saying. Like, did they really have it in every house?
I don't know. Also, I will say this, the musical thing, that music box thing we hear in Annabelle Creation, that is established in this movie because it's the Baby Mobile theme song. And that's carried over into all of the movies that Annabelle's in.
And Daya's going to do a cover.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
I'm really scared. Is Annabelle here? She's on her rocking chair. She loves those.
Don't worry, we have time. She'll be stimming for about 5 minutes.
Well, the reason she sees her in a chair is because she hears a noise come from the baby room while she's sat on a little cute blanket with the baby.
Yeah.
She goes to investigate, sees Annabelle rocking, and then the bedroom door slams behind her.
Both of them, there's 2 doors in that room.
And Annabelle disappears. She looks, she's trying to break through the door. She can't get through. And so she looks under the door and sees her baby in the distance who is sat in front of a bookshelf.
And all of these books are falling off next to the baby.
Heavy ass books.
Yeah.
Donk, donk, donk next to the baby.
Around this baby.
I was scared.
The fucking funniest thing happened. Because she looks away for a second and then she looks back down and Annabelle's under the, you know, on the other side lying, looking at her.
No, she don't look away. She's looking the entire time. And then Annabelle is the one who falls into frame.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's why it was funny.
Even funnier.
Because it was like, we've seen her move. But also it means they make this very clear. She's not possessed. She's a conduit. Which is why you never see Annabelle becoming animated. She never moves and walks around.
No, she's always moved because she's being picked up by the demon.
Exactly. Which means that the demon just thought, let me just throw the little doll.
Because that'd be so fucking funny.
That's literally what the demon was thinking.
And the demon was right. It was funny.
It was. It was just kind of cunning. I don't know. I will say the film that kind of comes after this, I can kind of see why Annabelle was turned into, like, culturally the thing that she was, where people thought that Annabelle was kind and Annabelle was this like big figure. It's because of moments like this, I'm thinking. Yeah. And that's why in like the later films, they go a little bit more silly with it.
I appreciate that in the later films because this film is really dull. Like
so dull.
We have spoken about the other films we've seen before, The Nun 2, and Annabelle Creation, and Nun 2, right?
Yeah.
Those are films we've seen before that, and we have a lot of bad thoughts about those movies. Those movies aren't good, but they're interesting enough because shit is always happening. Yeah. This movie, it feels like there's stuff happening, but it's happening in the most boring, like dull way possible.
It follows a similar structure where things ramp up at a similar speed, but where it ends is like where the other films are starting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So then she ends up using the rocking chair and she like throws it against the door to bust it open.
Mm-hmm. And she saves her baby.
She saves her baby.
Oh, this is when she turns around and she sees Annabelle the doll on the floor. And it slowly starts to float upwards. And this is a very cool shot. Yeah. But as the doll is floating upwards, it does look like someone is holding it. And as she sort of like tilts her head to look at the doll, behind Annabelle comes into frame the face of the demon. You can't see its body, but its face appears behind Annabelle. Yes. It's a very cool shot. And that's something I've said many times about many of the controversial movies. It's just unfortunate. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like they have some sort of like writing scene where they sit down and go like, what's a cool scare we could do? And sometimes they come up with some great ideas.
Some of them, you know what, the thing, I liked the one in the storage unit. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that was interesting and fun. Just wish the rest of the film was good.
Or even when, you know, when they see their neighbours being murdered through the window, I think that's really cool.
Really cool. Lots of really great shots, genuinely.
But the rest of the movie's so dull.
I know. It's like the coolest things happening to like people you don't give a fuck about. So the priest comes over,
Yeah.
John, they talk, she says everything that happened. The priest is like, okay, cool, I'll take the doll, right?
Yeah, and bless her.
And
Shit.
this is something I wrote down. They pushed in on Annabelle's face here, and they kept doing this during the movie, and they do it in the other Annabelle movies.
Yeah.
And you said it, but I also thought it. She's not scary.
No.
Why do they? We have lost minutes of our lives looking at long shots of Annabelle's face in these movies. She's not scary. We know that Annabelle is not going to move. We know that she's not going to suddenly go like, "Your mom's like cussing." She's not going to come to life.
She's not.
She's not scary to look at.
I'll tell you, like, we've not seen that many haunted doll movies. We've seen Chucky, and I've seen, like, The Boy. And I'll tell you, they're scarier than Annabelle.
I like The Boy.
We should do The Boy.
Just because he's fine.
The Boy is... He is.
I don't know if I liked it or I
Yeah.
just thought it was on.
We should do... Because there are only 2 movies, so that'll be such an easy one to... Like,
Oh, the sequel was bad.
Yeah, that's why I think it's such an interesting franchise to talk about.
I'm not against it.
At some point, anyway. The first Boy movie is such a comfort movie to me. Like, I watched it when I was ill on my iPad for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the first horror movies I watched. And, like, ever since then, I'm like, oh, it's a rainy autumn day. Let me put, like, The Boy on.
I see that. No, 100%, I see that.
Yeah. What's interesting about this is that the priest believes her. Not the priest. John, her husband, believes that she's getting haunted. And, you know, I think that's really nice. Because there's so many horror movie husbands, and they're just like, nah, you're crazy. No, you're just stressed. But John's like, oh, you think the doll's haunted? Then the doll's haunted. And I believe you, and we'll give it to the priest. Priest, take it.
See, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Really?
Call me skeptical man, but like, to me, I'm like, it's almost like the other way around, where the person saying that you're crazy is taking you as a rational human being. Whereas the person who's like, oh yeah, I believe you, get rid of the doll, is just sort of like, happy wife. I don't give a fuck about this doll. She thinks it's haunted. Well, just get rid of it. That'll shut her up.
I mean, personally, I'd just rather be right.
I just feel like I can't win.
You can't win because it's a man.
I just feel like I'm wrong or I'm right for the wrong reasons.
Well, why don't you just believe in yourself?
I do, but it's the 70s. I need a man to believe in me.
It's the 60s.
Otherwise, I really need a man to believe in me. Or it doesn't matter. It
But
doesn't
he
count for
does
anything.
believe in you. But you're still denying that he's believing in you.
I've been hurt before, John. Hard for a girl like me to let love win. But I'm trying so hard.
This movie's so shit we had to make our own fun.
We did. That was that scene was cut.
So then the priest is driving Annabelle home in the car, and the haunt starts in the car, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Tell me what happened.
You don't remember, do you?
No.
You know, it's not even important. Just some creepy stuff happens in the car. Annabelle's in the backseat. Stuff happens.
Oh yeah, and
He gets to the church.
Yes.
He gets out of the church and he goes to bring Annabelle into the church and gets booted out of the church. And it happens so quickly. I couldn't tell if there was a spirit in the church that kicked him out, but it almost seemed like magnetic. You know when you put the wrong sides of the magnet together and they kind of push against? It's like you try to bring Annabelle into the church and this sort of force field of God rejected her so aggressively, but he was holding it, you know, towards his chest that he just got caught in the crossfires and got flung into the street.
I like to think it was the nuns inside the church, and they had those, you know, those punching gloves on like a spring, and they were trying to get the 250 quid from You've Been Framed.
Oh, I thought they were like, don't bring that shit in here. But no, you just like, we got it, girls, we got it. I didn't press record. What? You know how many kids we could have fed with that? Oh yeah,
Like 2.
Kids. Definitely not red bottoms.
Definitely not what?
Red bottoms.
What the fuck is a red bottom?
Shoes.
Oh, Louis Vuittons. Okay.
Yeah.
I just had bottoms, and I was like, damn, these nuns into pegging?
You were into nuns, aren't you? You know, we're not going to talk about
I
it.
am into nuns. I've said this multiple times.
On the podcast?
I'm into nuns.
That was so confessional. Wait, did that turn you on? Because you're like in confessional. Oh no, that's priest.
Wait. My name is Dea, and I'm into nuns.
You're so brave. You're so brave. You're so brave.
Then you confess something.
My name is Reese.
Congratulations, your name is Reese.
Thank you. Oh my god, that was so hard. I never thought I'd ever tell anyone that.
Oh, fucking hell, we're so overtired. Okay.
We really are.
The priest is taken to the hospital where John is working. And so the priest comes into the hospital.
Yeah, John goes in to check on him. He wakes up instantly and he says,
Yeah.
where's the doll? Where's the doll? And he basically explains to John that the demon in Annabelle wants a soul, but a baby cannot willingly give its own soul. So it's not the baby it's going after. He reveals he believes that the demon is sort of threatening the life of the baby to convince Mia to give up her soul to save it. And so John goes, no, Mia, and runs to go to the house.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, at the flat, Evelyn is hanging out with Mia. She has some outfits for her. It's very cute. And this is when Evelyn reveals the car crash with her daughter and how Evelyn was the one driving.
Yeah, and how she never got to say goodbye.
And that's why she tried to kill herself. But as she was sat waiting to die, she heard the voice of her daughter saying, Mommy, it's not your time yet.
You have another purpose.
And so she came back. But she feels incredibly guilty about obviously causing the death of her child.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, it's cliche. There's a knock at the door. Mia goes to open it and it's the priest and he's standing facing away from her.
Yeah.
And it's a very Evil Dead because it cuts to the other side of him. We see his face, his eyes are like bloodshot.
Yeah.
And he's like,
may God have mercy on your soul, is what he says.
and then she shut the door, she gets thrown.
I think the door shuts itself.
Oh.
And locks itself.
Oh, great. There's a demon at my door and the door shuts itself and locks me in. I'm like, great, thank
Fabulous.
you. But then I'm like, wait, it was locked from the inside. Shit, this thing is everywhere, man.
There's a haunt that's happening, and the baby just disappears.
Also, you know who else disappears? Evelyn.
She gets thrown out of the room. She gets thrown out of the flat, and she's banging on the front door the whole
Even
time.
before being thrown out,
Yeah.
there was like a good few shots that I was like, where's Evelyn's reaction to this? And they just didn't give it to us. But Evelyn does get thrown out. That is important to know. And then there's this whole baby haunt that essentially happens where she goes into the baby's room because of something creepy happening.
Yeah.
She looks in the cot and it's Annabelle. And she's like, where's my baby? And there's all these words on the ceiling saying, give us her soul, we're taking her soul, whatever. The soul of the baby. She's freaking out. And so she gets pissed at the Annabelle doll.
Yeah.
She picks it up and she starts ragdolling it, smacking its head up beside the crib.
Yeah.
And she throws it on the floor. And then as she sort of like pants and comes to wits,
Valid reaction to this fucking doll.
she looks back at the Annabelle doll that she just thrown on the floor.
Yeah.
And it's her baby. And she realizes that she has just pounded her child up against this crib
Yeah.
and thrown it on the floor.
So then she picks up her baby, her
And
dead
cries
baby.
so hard.
And then she looks at it, and then it's one of her other dolls.
Yeah. A little one that has a pull string that goes,
Oh, we didn't mention that earlier, but yeah.
it's not important. But I will say when it comes up earlier,
It was,
obvious.
you said that's coming back later as soon as it happened.
Because it does.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Oh, you have a doll that goes in a horror film?
That's coming up later.
Oh, who would have thunk?
Also, this like whole climactic ending haunt thing, they do something really stupid in this one. It was they zoom it into the most stupid shit. Like it's like a meme almost. Like they just go zoom into like faces and Annabelle, and then
It is weird. It's a weird choice.
Yeah.
But she's hugging the doll. Well, she's holding the doll that she thought was her baby that she beat up.
Yeah.
And then she's all like emotionally all over the place, and she screams to the spirit like, "I'll do anything. Like, what do you want? Like, I'll do anything. Just don't have my baby." And she looks over at the bellowing window, and on the window it finally says, "Your soul." Almost like, I wish there was a question mark. That'd be so funny. Like, your soul? And so she starts walking towards the window. Essentially, it's like, we'll take yours and give your baby back.
Yeah. At this point, John has driven home because he's obviously heard what the priest said.
Him and Evelyn bust down the door.
Yeah. And they see Mia, and she's standing at the window. She's holding the Annabelle doll, and she's like about to jump. She's basically like, I have to save her. I have to.
This is the only way.
They're trying to talk her down. But
She tries to jump.
Then they grab her just in time.
They pull her down. And that's when she's explaining it to them. And in explaining the sort of deal to them, Evelyn realizes what she must do. And the couple are crying to each other, and they look up and they see Evelyn stood in the window holding the doll. And she said, "This is what my baby meant. This is why I didn't die. I was meant to do this."
They Stephen King her.
Yeah, which is where they just use a random black companion to die for the benefit of the white protagonist. So she jumps out the window, dies on the floor. Splat.
Yeah.
The baby suddenly appears in the crib. Invisibility spell was broken.
Oh my god, was it there the whole fucking time? Then it cuts to 6 months later. The priest is fine, doing well now. Basically, they reveal that they never found the Annabelle doll. It cuts to an antique shop a pawn shop, where there's the Annabelle doll sitting there. And Mum's like, oh, my daughter loves these collectible dolls. Can I buy that for her birthday? And, she's a nurse. She loves to help people, blah, blah, blah. That's how the mother of the nurses from the beginning of the movie gets Annabelle to give to them. And that's how the movie ends. Bum, bum,
I will say it's
bum.
clarified at the church that they have fully been left alone by the spirit.
Yeah.
the entire time, and it's gone. And the priest does say, I hope whoever has it next is prepared. I gave this movie...
I will say, they were prepared, though, because as soon as the scary shit happened, they contacted the Warrens, and they gave it to them, you know?
Yeah, they really were like, yeah, this is stupid. We got haunted. Let's go get a professional.
I'm not gonna give my fucking soul for this shit.
And you know why? You know why? It was because it wasn't some random married couple.
No.
It was just a bunch of like 20-year-olds living together.
There's a bunch of educated women.
And one guy.
Oh, yeah, I'm one guy, sorry.
No, it was like 2 or 3 educated women and their house twink. And they were like, yeah, this is crazy. We're getting rid of this, right? Yeah, of course. What the fuck? Yeah, bye.
Bye.
And that's why horror films aren't working nowadays. Because we don't have nuclear families. We just have polycules. And what kind of horror can really have in a polycule?
We need to find a horror movie that has a polycule in it. I just think
I have been wanting to make one. Okay.
We should have made that one for 66.
And the theme was consumption. Overconsumption of sex, of relationships.
You're overeating pussy.
Or maybe you're eaten by the pussy. Consumed
by the puss. Okay. What did you give it, sorry?
I'm really struggling because I'm debating in my head. Honestly, originally, I did give it a 2 out of 5. But I kind of want to bring it down to 1.5. I think I gave it a 2 because I didn't hate my life.
Yeah.
But maybe I was just in a good mood. So I don't know.
Well, I think it was the first movie we watched in the evening, so.
Yeah, so it might have just had that charity. 2 points I want to make. 1, I feel like a lot of what was enjoyment in this, that maybe that little 5 that I'm debating between 1.5 and 2, has to do a lot with the context we already have.
Yeah.
And this is what's so interesting to me is what we already know about that after credit scene from Conjuring, about getting to see that movie of seeing Janice grow up and get cursed and become this person and start this new story. It was a very fun flow, but I couldn't imagine watching it in the reverse because it makes me think, so if I watched this for the first time when it came out,
yeah,
I'm just seeing it randomly start with a neighbor being murdered by an occult daughter, and then that's just why everything starts. And there's this random demon that seems to be in this doll. What is it? Why? And when?
Do you think they actually had the backstory of Annabelle in mind when they made the movie, and then that's why they didn't make that much sense? Because it made sense to them. You know, like when you write a script for a film, right? And everything makes sense to you because you know all the characters, relations, everything, but the audience doesn't. And so that's a really difficult thing for some filmmakers to grapple with because they know everything, and so they don't realize that they should be giving
I do think it is that.
Yeah.
Because it starts in such a random sort of way.
Yeah.
Which is quite exciting and gets your heart rate going really early on. But I just feel like I wouldn't have enjoyed it without the context. Because getting to know kind of where this big stories come from. Otherwise, I'd be saying why would I care about this doll?
Yeah.
This random white occultist who just murdered someone on reading. Why do I give a shit?
No. Fair enough.
Why do I care?
Yeah, I originally did give it a 2 because I didn't hate my life. But as we spoke about the movie, I literally just crossed out the 2 and wrote 1.5. I've had enough.
Yeah.
It's dull. It's dull. Less back and forth, which I liked. That was the reason I originally rated it so highly. And the fact is there's not too many characters in this one. So many of these movies, they struggle because they have 7 fucking characters we need to follow.
So many.
This, we have 1, basically. The other characters we don't give a fuck about them, you know?
And speaking of, the second thing I was going to say was the Evelyn situation.
Yeah.
Just randomly putting in a random black person just to die for it. We don't get to see that. We meet Evelyn twice-ish, technically 2.5 times.
They're barely friends.
And she just kills herself with these random strangers.
Again, literally, I wrote, but really boring and or goofy at times, shouldn't have Stephen King'd Evelyn.
She just existed to die for this white person.
And Evelyn was really nice.
She was. But girl, you're telling me in the fucking 60s she's given up her life for some random white family so that they
probably didn't even vote for equal rights.
She looked at him, she said, oh, your life must be so hard. Let me die to make it a little easier. Yeah, is that what she was thinking?
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. We've had enough of this movie.
We're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, we're on Letterboxd.
We're on wherever you get your podcast. Like, subscribe, share, rate, tell your friends.
And don't watch this movie.
Don't watch this movie. Do comment on what movies we should watch. Bye!